Alright, sit tight, because what I'm about to tell you is the stuff of nightmares, and trust me, you'll want to keep the lights on after this. So, picture this. You're about 2,200 meters underground, and you've just spent 8 days crawling through the darkest, most humid, and life-threatening labyrinth you could imagine. This isn't some cozy hiking trip, mind you. This is a full-on, blood-pumping, heart-thumping spelunking adventure in Kira Cave, one of the deepest caves in the world. And I swear, it's every bit as terrifying and surreal as it sounds. Now, before I take you deeper into this twisted journey, let me introduce you to the gang. First up, there's me, exhausted, half dead, but determined to make it to the bottom of this hellhole. And then, we have the rest of the team, skilled spelunkers, the kind of people who look at a 200-meter drop and say, "Yeah, that's fine, I've got this." We're all equipped with headlamps that are constantly dimming out in the depths, because of course that's what always happens when you need them the most. But let's get to the real horror of this story, shall we? It all starts when we make camp about 1,400 meters deep. It's cold. I'm talking freezing cold. And by cold, I mean every time you move, your bones creak and crack like a busted old house. The water flowing from underground waterfalls is surprisingly refreshing, but in a way that makes you question your life choices as you step into it. I think I may have lost part of my soul to that cold water. I could barely feel my legs by the time I got out. We get to the camp and begin setting up. Now imagine trying to set up tents on uneven, muddy rock. This place is so unstable, I keep thinking. The moment I lie down, this place is going to collapse. But nope, it holds up. Barely. One of the guys says, "Hey, we should take a cold cave shower under the waterfall to freshen up." Yeah, that's a real thing. You think I'm kidding? Cold water cascading down from underground? And it's not as refreshing as it sounds. If anything, it feels like being slapped by nature itself. But we do it, because, well, why not add a bit of insane thrill to an already messed up journey? Okay, so we're all pumped and ready to go. Everyone's stretching, adjusting their gear, and looking like they've just woken up from a rough night. But here's where things take a twist. The cave's starting to mess with our heads. The darkness starts playing tricks on us. Like, one minute, you're sure there's a gigantic monster lurking just beyond your headlamp's light, and the next minute, it's just a pile of rocks. It messes with you. Then there's the fact that the longer you stay in the dark, the more your brain starts to melt. You forget simple things. Like, I literally forgot how to lock my carabiner at one point. Yeah, you heard me. I was hanging 50 meters above a rocky floor, feeling like my muscles were about to give out, and I was one screw up away from meeting my maker. Honestly, at that moment, I'm just praying I don't fall and die. But, because I'm incredibly lucky, or maybe just too stubborn to quit, I catch my mistake just in time. We're talking about life or death here, where even the smallest mistake could end in disaster. So I'm hanging there, exhausted, cold, and freaking out. My headlamp's dying. My hands are shaking. I can't feel my feet. And then, bam, I realize I've made another mistake. My carabiner's about to pop open. Great. Perfect. Anyway, I finally get it right, but man, the stress is unreal. The fatigue sets in hard. My head feels like it's filled with bricks, and I can't remember if I'm awake or still dreaming. I could swear I'm hearing things. The darkness is thick, and time doesn't exist down here. Your body clock is so messed up, you might think you've been in the cave for a year when it's only been a couple of hours. But the worst part? The siphons. Oh, the siphons. Imagine you're swimming through water so murky you can't see your hand in front of your face. These passages are like watery tunnels of doom. If you miss the rope, you might end up drowning in one of these flooded sections. It's not just the cold, but the fear of getting trapped, losing your way, or worse, getting swept away by a current that could drag you into the abyss. But hey, I'm still here, aren't I? So we keep pushing forward. Here's where it gets really creepy. We're deep into the cave now, and guess what? We found new creatures. Yeah, that's right. New animals that have never been seen before by humans. We're talking transparent fish, creatures that have adapted to living in total darkness for who knows how long. Imagine seeing a fish with no eyes, just swimming around like it's totally chill with being blind. It's like something straight out of a horror movie. I mean, seriously, if one of these things had a spine, it could be a creature from the descent. We actually caught a few of them on camera and in traps. One of them was so unique, it was barely visible. The thing looked like it was made of nothing, just pure transparency with barely any shape, like a ghost of the deep. Freaky, right? And don't get me started on the ones that we only noticed after reviewing the footage. These animals were dodging the traps like they knew what was up. But here's the kicker. At one point, we thought we were at the deepest point of the cave. But no, we had more to go. We descended another 200 meters, straight into the heart of the abyss. It felt like a maze with no exit. Every time we thought we were close, the cave pulled us deeper. Finally, after what felt like an eternity of sweating, freezing, and praying for our lives, we reached the final point. We reached the bottom. The team gathered, and believe me, we were all just staring at each other in a mix of disbelief and pure exhaustion. There was no "we made it" moment. It was more like, holy crap, we're still alive. Then we had to climb back up. That's right. After days of descending into hell, we had to claw our way back up 700 meters. Our bodies were wrecked. Every muscle in my body screamed in pain. I lost a solid 10 kilograms just from the strain of this whole ordeal. It felt like I was dragging myself out of a nightmare. But here's the twist. As we ascended, the reality of what we just achieved hit us. This was a big deal. We had explored, mapped, and discovered new species at the deepest point ever reached by humankind in Kira Cave. This place was officially the deepest cave in the world. We had just shattered records, and honestly, I couldn't care less about the glory. All I wanted was to feel the sun on my face again. When we finally broke through to daylight, I felt like a new person, like a zombie who had been resurrected. The air smelled different, alive. I could feel my pulse in my neck. I was human again. I could actually see the world, and at that moment we all knew we'd made history. But if you're ever thinking about exploring something like this cave, be prepared, not just physically, but mentally. The isolation, the fear, the silence, it all messes with your mind. One wrong move could be your last. That's part of the thrill, though. It's the fear that pushes you to keep going. My advice? Respect the cave. It's not just an adventure, it's a challenge. You need physical strength, but mental toughness is what gets you through. Trust your team, trust the process, and be ready to face what's ahead. Would I dive back into that abyss? Honestly, not anytime soon. The scars, physical and mental, are still fresh. Right now, I'm just soaking in the simple joys. A hot shower, some food, and a full night's sleep. Things I never appreciated until now. But if you're ever considering something like this, be warned. The cave will break you down, chew you up, and spit you out a changed person. It's not just an adventure. It's a battle with yourself.